3:30 this morning. I got up and went to a restaurant and made turtle soup.
Nice. That happens sometimes.
I was there it took me until about 5:30.
Oh,
And I
sometimes.
put it on a real low simmer. And I put a sheet pan over it.
Nice.
And went home and took a shower.
I'll be back later.
Somebody's gonna
How's
steal
the
it.
house? You enjoying it?
Dude, I love it.
Nice.
I absolutely love it.
Terrific. It's all brand new. I mean,
Yeah, it's brand new.
it's probably 2 or 3 years old now, maybe.
It was completed officially in 21, and
Yeah.
somebody the person that I bought it from, they bought it and their kid lived in it for a few months
Go to school.
but then he either quit or whatever. But I mean, it's brand new.
Yeah, no,
It's brand new.
It's brand new.
I didn't have to do any.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But no, it's going great. And Lincoln has his playroom
He's happy,
and his
yeah.
bedroom.
And the swing set in the backyard.
The swing set is
I was
actually
working
on
with
the way.
equipment today. Can you tell?
The swing set's actually on the way.
So
But I'm so proud that he turned 3 in September and he's potty trained.
we have these wine coolers, right? That holds 4 kegs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 5 or 6 of them now. Well, when you use them and you roll them around, the bottom of the cabinet is a really thin sheet metal. So the wheels start getting cockeyed and break the sheet
Yeah,
metal.
with a caster, just like an oven.
So I had my boy Gil today concoct me some metal plates. Put a
To
metal
lock
plate
'em
on
in,
on the frame so it doesn't punch through the metal, and they work beautiful now. But we roll them back and forth to the Columbia to do their
Right.
alcohol.
So, yeah.
And they're terrible, man. So I bought the heavy duty casters. I got my boy to cut me some plates out. Looking good. Looking good. We're there. So we're just missing Johnny boy.
And
We love
Michelle
it.
said he wasn't going to be here till 5.
I just met about
He's fine.
downtown project.
Yeah,
all
well,
good
he just-
things.
What do they call it? Yeah. We have a vice chairman now, don't we? Let somebody else take it. Oh, crud.
All right, so our chairman is gonna be late.
Can we start without him?
And yes, in the
Okay.
best interest of time, we're gonna start without him. So I will just,
We sold that house that her mom was in.
Okay, no, I will.
okay, you will?
Yeah, I will. Do I need
You're
to
gonna be the vice chair?
stay right here?
Oh, no, you can stay right there.
Do I get the
I mean,
thing?
yeah. It was
You
in
can
the
get
back.
the thing.
It's like-
Let me give you the thing.
Are you our vice chair?
To be announced in like 3 minutes. she will be.
All right, nice. Might have got a head start.
I know, just throw me in, right?
Let me check to see that we're streaming. We are streaming. Okay,
I just called the meeting to order, right?
yes.
Okay. All right, calling the Downtown Development District Board of Directors meeting to order. It is Wednesday, January 24th, 2024, and the time is 4:33 p.m. All I say.
Michelle, roll call.
Oh. Michelle, roll call.
Todd DeLon,
Here.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Here.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Here.
Mary Giteau. Do I need to say your
Gito.
Giteau?
Do you want to say Mowad? It's
you
okay.
want me to say Moab?
Yeah, it's okay. Here.
Mary Giteau. Okay, perfect. Gailey Norton.
Here.
Evan Singer.
All right, moving on to old business, starting off with the approval of the November 2023 financial report.
Okay, so this is in your packet again because when we looked at it in November, I noticed that there was some discrepancies in our deposits. And basically, there were some journal entries on the city side that they had not completed. So while our November financial statement is not updated from the last time you looked at it, you'll see those numbers reflected in our December statement. Do keep in mind that we run on the state's fiscal year, which is July 1st to June 30th. So we are a little bit different from businesses and you running from a calendar year. We also have most of our revenue, which is our tax revenue, that comes through starting about now to February or March because property taxes are due at the end of December. So you'll see maybe some small, maybe they hadn't finished that journal entry, you'll see it reflected at our next meeting, but you'll see more revenue coming in, starting in, at our February meeting.
So do we need a motion to approve it?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the financial report as submitted.
For November?
For November.
For November.
Oh, sorry, for November.
Okay. Okay, Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Here, yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. Okay, and then you have your, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, moving down to approval of the December 2023 financial report.
Yeah, so basically I just kind of gave you the spiel of that. So this basically brings us halfway through our fiscal year. As I mentioned, we'll be seeing more revenue starting our next financial report.
That was a Midwest import. Oh, second set.
If you're ever curious about how to read these, basically this first page is our, a summary of our general fund, which is the second column. Our general fund is our general operating budget. Our loan fund is we have a separate fund account for our loan program, which is why you'll see those receivables listed there. Those are all of our active loans that we have on file. And between the liabilities and the fund balance there, those are some technical representations of our budget, which looks a little bit different on my end when I'm looking at it in Munis, but this report is compiled by David Danielle as our CPA, and they do some reconciliation on our accounts between the city. So the second and third page, I'm going through this just because I know there's some new people here. The second and third page is more or less the monthly expenditures, year to date and for the month. So if you would like any assistance in understanding how things kind of are represented or displayed, I'd be happy to run through that with you at another time or right now.
Thanks, Michelle. All right, do we have a motion to approve the financial report from December 2023?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
Okay, approval of the meeting minutes from December 20th, 2023. Is there anything we need to go through on here?
Not really, just.
Are you gonna discuss
So
anything?
if you did not attend the meeting, you would abstain from this vote.
Okay.
So basically, we will have to table this to our next meeting because
We don't have enough.
we don't have enough people for it to pass.
Okay.
Right. And then approval of the work session minutes from January 5th, 2024.
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
All right, if there's,
We'll do a vote.
oh, sorry.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, moving down to new business, appointment of 2024 board positions, which includes chairman, vice chair, finance chair, advertising and marketing committee, design committee chair, events committee chair, farmers market committee, merchant committee chair, and residential committee chair.
So, basically, all of these are going to require a motion. And I know building upon sort of what we've already talked about the retreat, we kind of already identified board members that would be good fits for these positions. So we are prepared to basically run through them as we kind of have already talked about at a retreat. And we can follow the order that they are listed in the agenda. So if we would like to have more discussion about it as well, we can do that. But we will need motions for every.
Do we have to table? Does that mean table?
Well, not necessarily because as long as we have 4 people voting, it passes.
Okay.
And we can also vote for someone who is not here
Okay.
to serve as the chair. So I think we're fine with that. We may have some issues with appointing committee seats, but I think for board positions, we'll be okay.
Okay.
I do want to let you know in the packet, I did put the organizational chart too, just so you can kind of see that visually represented for the board positions. And this will be very helpful for us to kickstart all of our work for this year. So,
So can I make a nomination for, or
Chairman.
is it a nomination or a motion?
You can make a motion to nominate.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to nominate John Ignatius as chairman of the DDD board.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. Vice Chair?
I'll make a motion to appoint Chelsea Kesnick for vice chair.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick, Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'll make a motion to nominate Evan for, what is it?
Finance.
Finance. Sorry. Clearly not mine.
Second.
Okay.
Kaylee and Todd, you got that? Okay. Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius. This is gonna take forever. Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. Advertising and Marketing Committee Chair.
I will make a motion to nominate Kaylee Norton for the Advertising and Marketing Committee Chair.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. Design Committee Chair.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Mary Guiteau for Design Committee Chair.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Do I vote?
yes.
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
If you said no, that would have been disappointing.
Events Committee Chair.
Which one, residents?
Events. I'll make a motion to nominate Chelsea Kesnick for events committee chair.
Second?
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. Farmers Market Committee Chair. Was that supposed to be John?
Okay. I'll make a motion to nominate John Ignatius for Farmers Market Committee Chair.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. Okay. Merchant
Merchant.
Committee Chair.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Chance Kinchin for merchant committee chair.
Second?
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. And lastly, Residential Committee Chair.
I will make a motion to nominate Todd DeLon for Residential Committee Chair.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Ignatius, Chance Kitchen,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Guiteau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. Okay.
Do we move on or? Okay. Moving on to appointment of DDD committee seats, starting with advertising and marketing.
So we have just a breakdown of all of the people who have been identified to serve on these committees. You have one page in your packet that kind of has some affiliation with downtown. We didn't necessarily ask them to submit their resume or a bio or anything like that, because we had talked about identifying good people to start these committees off at a retreat. So We have this list here, which will allow us to basically get all of them started. The advertising and marketing, events, and residential will all need one additional person so that there's an odd number, but we can basically open that up to the public and get, it's okay that there's still seats that are remaining, and we'll be able to kind of advertise that out and kind of open that process up a little bit more. The merchant committee has the right number of people that it needs, but our committees need odd numbers basically in order for quorums and votes to kind of go through. So just some
Question.
background information.
If there's one that I don't have full confirmation, so should we leave that one out?
Who is it?
Terry?
We can say contingent upon his
Okay,
acceptance or something.
okay. And I have another that is, I've spoken to.
Yeah, this will just allow us to get it started, and
Okay.
then once the respective committees begin to meet, then we can kind of, at our February meeting, if we have any lingering seats, we can take.
I just have one related question. That, I guess it's a Dropbox document that you gave us a link to that had the availability for their contact information. Can you make that editable so we can go in and fill in
Yeah.
all their contact information as well, too?
Oh, yeah.
Can you put that on the task list?
That would be cool.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
And then also in your packet, you'll see kind of just as a refresher for our discussion of what these committees are going to be doing, and the work that is ahead of us these committees are purposeful. It's going to be a little bit of work to get us all organized, but I think it'll be a good thing. So we are prepared to basically accept nominations in the order that they're presented, if we'd like to do that.
We have to do each person individually? Okay, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Kayla Morgan for the Advertising and Marketing Committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick.
Yes.
Mary Gateau.
Yes.
Keely Norton.
Yes.
Evan Singer.
Keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna just do this. Okay, I'd like to nominate Abby Caswell for the Advertising and Marketing Committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick.
Yes.
Mary Gateau.
Yes.
Keely Norton.
Yes.
Evan Singer.
Okay, I'd like to nominate Terry Adams contingent upon his acceptance
Second.
for the Advertising and Marketing Committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick.
Yes.
Mary Gateau.
Yes.
Keely Norton.
Yes.
Evan Singer.
Okay, I'd like to nominate Becky Menino Simmons for the Advertising and Marketing Committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick.
Yes.
Mary Gateau.
Yes.
Keely Norton.
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to nominate Ashley Barato for the Advertising and Marketing Committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick.
Yes.
Mary Gateau.
Yes.
Keely Norton.
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to nominate Laura.
Hold on, I need to add can I add a nomination in there? Or no, or do we save it?
Basically, if we want to add anyone who's not listed, then you'd have to make a motion to amend the agenda, which
Okay.
would require a unanimous vote, and then you would be able to vote. So we can add it.
Or is it better to do it for
It
next
doesn't really matter.
time?
Okay. I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add Laura DiMattia to the Advertising and Marketing Committee seat. She's still on there.
Second.
Did we have a second? You said.
Yeah, a
Okay.
chance second.
Keely, you got it? Okay. Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick.
Yes.
Mary Gateau.
Yes.
Kaylee Norton.
Yes.
Evan Singer.
So are we keeping, so do we now need to vote on her?
Yes.
Okay, so,
We amended the agenda for, to add her to the.
Advertising and Marketing.
Oh, I see.
And then now we are going to do a motion to approve her.
So I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Laura DiMattia to the Advertising and Marketing Committee.
Second.
Okay, I'm just making sure. It was a lot that we had to print out, so I was like, instead of both of us doing it,
35
it was like 35 pages. So we'll let her get caught up a little bit.
Mary and Chance, all right.
Okay. Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. Okay. Advertising and marketing complete?
Yes.
Now, okay.
Okay, can we move on to events?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to nominate Laura DiMattia for the events committee.
Second.
Well, that one's in there.
A lot of paperwork. Such a lovely process.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's gonna be on both. You got it? Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna call for the votes. Okay. Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. There. Yeah.
You got all that? Okay, I'd like to nominate Michelle Gallo for the events committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to nominate Melissa Griffin for the events committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to nominate, wait, who did I just do? Melissa Griffin?
Jesse Brooks.
Jesse Brooks?
Mhm.
I need to check these off.
That's what I'm-
Jesse Brooks for the events committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to nominate April Kemp for the events committee.
Sorry.
Second.
Quick question on this one. She was the one, she said that if time was,
Allow.
yeah.
So we can do
still-
contingent.
Okay.
Okay, so can I amend my I'd like to,
You could just restate your
okay,
motion.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate April Kemp contingent upon her time availability
Yes.
for the events committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick, Mary Gateau.
Yes.
Did you say
Yes.
Okay. I'm just like,
I was like,
going through it.
okay.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to nominate Luke Greer for the events committee.
Second.
Sorry, make a motion to nominate Luke Greer.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Ben Husser for the events committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Zach Caramonta for the merchant committee.
Second. Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Abby Caswell for the merchant committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Aaron Miller for the merchant committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Christina Watts for the merchant committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Jose Valencia for the merchant committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Ricky Bricado for the merchant committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Brooke Gassaway for the residential committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Marianne Calais for the residential committee.
Second.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Beverly Covington for the residential committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Maria McClellan for the residential committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius. Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Charlie Miller for the residential committee.
Second.
Todd DeLon,
Yes.
John Exnicius,
Yes.
Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
Yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer.
Was this one of the ones we needed one more person?
That has 5.
We will, so basically with the chair included, there's 6. So it needs another person to make it an
Okay.
odd number. So yes, residential, events and advertising, well, I guess advertising marketing doesn't need it now, but events and residential.
Okay. I was just curious.
And we also are, we have the nominations open for the Farmers Market Committee, and those will be appointed at our February meeting. So those seats that are open right now for events and residential, we can take care of those at our February meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so moving down to, should I ask John? if you-
Yes, you
Okay.
technically, I guess, should ask. Extra room.
Pass that down, girl. All right.
Sorry, I was just in it.
No, that's okay. My fault. Sorry, I'm late. All right, so where I'm at, I'm on board retreat recap?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about 2024 board retreat recap.
Yes. So we've already approved the minutes for that. I was mainly hoping that Evan would be here because he was the only person who was not at the retreat, so we could maybe have a little bit more of bringing him up to speed. But obviously, one of the biggest takeaways that we had from that was bringing back our committees and discussion of appointing them, so we've already kind of done that. We also talked about advertising downtown Hammond outside of Tangipahoa Parish, and Eloise and Brian with North Shore Media Group spoke to us about some areas, and it seemed like it was resounding that we would want to take a look and focus more on Mississippi. And so just, you know, in terms of how any other insights we want to have related to the retreat recap discussion, we can. It's kind of open-ended. But I did go ahead and pull 4 different, I basically drove up and down I-55 over the break, and I wrote down all the companies that I found. And then I got quotes from all of them for static and digital billboards, or digital if they offer them. So you'll see that breakdown in your packet from Lamar, Hedrick, Bayou Sign Outdoor, Pelican Billboards, and Outfront is another one that has digital billboards, but they did not respond. So the way this chart's kind of broken down is with their location, the billboard type, the way the billboard is facing. So this may be a lot to look at without seeing all of the interactive
Just confused on that.
postings of things, but basically if it's a billboard that is located on the northbound side of the interstate, so if the traffic is coming north, then we would want it to be south facing. And so basically if you're coming up from New Orleans, then we would want those billboards to be south facing. If you're coming down from Mississippi, we would want those to be south facing.
North.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, north facing. So basically, all of these would make sense to some degree. They all offer something that's a little bit different. And so I went ahead and broke down the pricing by obviously what they quoted me, but this contract cost was basically me doing math of, you know, if they do require 12-month or 9-month, multiplying the monthly rate, and if there's a one-time production cost, that's included there. So all of the ones that don't require a month contract, I went ahead and just assumed a year. So you can kind of, to make them all a little bit easier to compare, the only one that has a 9-month agreement is Pelican Billboards. So hopefully that is some helpful information for us to just kind of keep in mind as we do not have an active billboard contract.
I think this is great, by the way. Thank you.
But I have a question. So do we have a budget? Do we have an advertising budget that
We
this would
do.
be coming from? And what?
So we had that at the board retreat.
I have that. I can look it up.
Yeah.
Would we need to add or reappropriate funds?
So existing, we had basically our budget with Lamar was $900 per month.
Okay.
And that contract
That's the one that expired.
has expired. So we basically are not paying for billboards in the month of January. So if you look at some of these here, you can see that there are some billboards that are priced similarly to our Hammond contract. However, most of these are static. They're not rotating. Our Hammond contract was exclusively covered digital billboards, and we rotated in 7 different spots around the city. Ultimately, though, what we found was, while that's maybe a good way for us to reach, our local area in terms of what our budget is kind of looking like, we would want to see how do we just reallocate what we've already budgeted for this fiscal year to a different contract. And then when we budget for fiscal year 2025, which will start in July, we can kind of relook at all of this and say, like, do we want to spend more on billboards, because that's kind of what it's looking like, or how do we want to approach that? So this is basically what we've already budgeted for was $900 per month.
Okay.
And let me just, I don't know how deep you want to go into this, but just in my brain, like the static versus the rotating, like I feel like the messaging would be different based on,
Yes.
like it would be more of a directional static
Yeah.
Yes.
and events and all that. So I guess, like before we put money on billboards, I guess what's our goal here with these? Do we want to use them as more of a general branding, or is it to direct people when they're coming through here to say, hey, you don't have to stop at Target. If you just continue going, you're going to see a downtown that's thriving, so when we, what is the goal with these billboards?
Right. I think it would be some of that general messaging of Visit Downtown Hammond. And if we do a static version of vinyl that needs to be printed, then we can craft it so that it is general, but it can highlight some of our bigger events like Hot August and Starry Saturday. But generally, for our digital billboards, that's one of the perks of using the digital billboards, that you can change your artwork basically every day.
Right.
Doesn't mean that you have more spots available, but you can change the artwork fairly easily. With these static billboards, we'd be committing to artwork for 9 months or a year.
I personally like the idea of static.
Me too.
I do
I think
too.
consistency of
For the
same place,
brand.
people eventually going to see that.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense to me.
Absolutely.
I don't, these Lamar, it's always kind of like a random.
Right.
And also with the static, I think it maybe should just focus on downtown in general.
Yes.
As opposed to our events.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Correct.
It just needs to focus on
Getting them
all of
down.
downtown.
Evergreen.
all
I
of
agree.
Yeah.
Downtown, as opposed to focusing on Hot August or Star.
I'm the same.
I think we're all on the same page on that.
Look, if anybody wants to come with me, tomorrow, I'm going to Macomb, Mississippi tomorrow for their big event. I've been doing it for 12 years now. I get so much traction just from going to that one event. And these people will all be down here within the next month. They're gonna have 800 people at this event tomorrow night. And I will get so much traction just in my restaurant from me going to this event. So, like, I really do believe in that Macomb, Mississippi
Yeah.
thing.
What's the event?
It's been proven to me for
Right.
years.
What's
So,
the event?
It's called Shuffle to the Chefs. It started out, it's kind of like our Chef's Evening. It started out as an event that was in a residential neighborhood at 8 different people's houses, and they kind of golf carted people around, and now they're selling 800 tickets to it. It's in
Wow.
the old Coca-Cola building.
Oh,
over
nice.
there. It's like the old sawmill or something, I don't know. But it works so good for them, and we get so much traction. And I started it when I was at Jockmouth. They came to me, and I'm going tomorrow night, and I know it's going to be a huge success. Like I said, I've been doing it 12 years. So I do believe that a billboard in that area,
Yeah. Well, I can't go with you because I have to be in Abbeville, but I want to send you with some of our dining and shopping guides. If you
Okay.
could drop some of those
leaving
off
it, I'm leaving about 3:30.
in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. What time are you getting to your restaurant? Yeah. Katie will bring them to you. We have like 1,000 printed brochures, so
Okay,
I
I'll
want to
put
give
'em
you a
on-
ton.
I'll put them on my table.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I think, so you will see that several of these are Macomb. So Lamar's static billboard, in Macomb. I can't remember. Some of the directionals are not, I have to go back and look at some of the directionals, but there are one.
Looks like there's,
Hedrick had one.
Yes, there's two from Macomb.
Are we looking to do one or
Well, that's-
potentially more than one?
I feel like, and I was just telling
Yeah.
Michelle this, so, you know, from personal experience, doing one billboard is not gonna do anything. So I feel like if we're gonna go in, we need to go all in.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the budget and the locations, we would be spending a little bit more, but if we did like Macomb or Kentwood and then also the Hammond exit maybe, like to
It's catching them
reiterate
as they're
that?
coming down.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
reiterating that point. Because you said, and I think
Forward
the
direction.
Hammond exit one is like just, hey, exit right now.
Yeah.
But then Macomb is very lucrative too.
Right. So basically, right now, if you want to look at more than one billboard location, then I'm gonna have to look at the budget and see if we have the money to reallocate to advertising.
Reallocate.
What we have right now is $900 that we can spend per month, that we've already budgeted for. So if we'd like to, in the interest of not missing out, if we'd like to we can either approve one location tonight, or we can just wait till February. We can look at all the locations that we wanna approve, and then I will then know the pricing that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think we should do that, so we know there's a holistic approach.
Yeah, I'd
I would-
rather
yeah.
have like a plan and a strategy in place than like just going for it. Because the other thing I was thinking of, I mean, you said what, June would be,
July is when our next fiscal year would start.
yeah.
So, as we go through this process.
I mean, that's
know
4
how to
months,
budget for it.
basically, away. 4
Yeah.
months is not that long.
And we're looking at like $500 potentially a month more, depending on what we looked at, but independent, yeah, I think we need a more
it's
comprehensive vision before we vote on it, so I would say let's wait till next month.
it looks like it would be $2,100 a month if we did 3. So, if we did 3 of the
Yeah.
Hedrick ones, but I agree, we should come up with a plan.
Yeah.
So what I can do is look at the budget and we can, I can look at the budget and at our February meeting, we can, are y'all saying maybe just wait until July for billboards?
I was saying maybe that would give us, we're not gonna have time by February.
Honestly, it's a lot of money, and I would rather us make an educated, like, motive to do this. And I think by 3-4 months from now, with the committees, we'll have a lot better vision of what's coming.
Okay.
I think it'd be better to wait a little bit.
Okay.
Just a comment on the static billboard. Since we had the retreat, I've driven probably to and from New Orleans 5 or 6 times, and now I can't stop seeing the Ponchatoula
Yeah.
billboard. So, I mean, just to put
Yeah.
that in everybody's head, like, it's in my brain that I'm looking for that Ponchatoula billboard.
Right.
So, you know.
Right. So I guess maybe this is what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking out loud. Knowing that billboards were a really big part of our advertising, I don't know how comfortable I would be going without billboards for the next 4
Okay.
months.
I mean, I would think that maybe we can approve the budget for one billboard wherever we,
How about that flood warning, everybody?
to get something up
Yeah.
for now. And then we go a second location, maybe put a little bit more time into it. That would just be what I would think, but.
Remind us all where our one is right now?
We don't.
We don't have any.
Oh,
Let me ask you, so why are we saying it would be all the way till July? And not
I
February?
was just saying, like, if we need to have a response by February, that's not really giving us a
Why do
lot
we
of
need the
time.
response by February? I didn't hear that. I guess I checked out.
Basically, if we want to look at more than one billboard location, I'm going to have to look at our budget to see if we have any additional funds to reallocate to cover all of them. So I can do that at we can do that at our February meeting. I can look at the budget between now and then I would know, okay, we do have the money to pay for them. Right now, what we do have the money to pay for is $900 per month.
So where do we feel like the
One.
best, if like we want to put a static billboard now,
Yeah.
what would be our best choice?
well, I think
Without
that
going with any advertising?
if we waited till February for the conversation, because I think to start a contract on one without the full scope of, because one is kind of dependent on another in this situation, especially with the static billboards, if you put it in Macomb and then you put another one in Hammond. So if we did one, maybe started in Hammond, but it's kind of, they're piggybacking off of another. So if we discuss it in February, then we can have a more comprehensive idea of where we're going with it.
Yeah, I would like to, if I know that you're just like back of the envelope calculation is around 2,100 per month, I would like to come to the meeting in February and say, you know, this is where we could pull some funds from, and seeing if that's a possibility. I do know that in terms of availability for the billboard spots, especially the static ones, once someone else gets the billboard, they have it for 12 months. So this is what's available right now. That doesn't mean that other ones don't become available next month or a month down the line, but this is what is currently available. And also knowing that there's already billboards up for other towns. I would like for us to look at it sooner rather than later. Not to make a decision
That's why I
tonight,
was saying,
but
why July?
yeah.
I don't understand.
I see where Chelsea's coming from
But why
here.
between February and July? Why not February?
I was just
Well, if
saying,
we-
like, if we rush it, we won't have like a good plan in place.
Yeah, and
Whereas
then
if
we
we
can't.
I don't know
start,
if we
sorry.
need until July.
No, but I think if we do just one billboard now and then contingent on funds, we decide on another one, it'll be hard for us to gauge the accurate response, because once we add another one, that will amplify the response.
Okay.
I guess why I was saying July too, and this is just misunderstanding. If we reallocate, we have to wait until then, right? Or no?
No, so we have the authority to move funds from one line item to another.
Okay.
But I have to look at accounts that maybe haven't been charged as much, or that we don't anticipate seeing as much that we projected this time last year. So we have the ability to potentially to spend more than $900 per month. I just have to look at our budget to see if that's possible.
Okay.
It will be helpful for us in planning for fiscal year 2025, which will start in July, so that we know how much we are paying for billboards and so that we can budget appropriately.
Yeah.
Just if we're picking from just one, I guess, how would we know if it would be most beneficial to do the Hammond one or the Macomb one, if we're just picking one?
To me, and this is just me, I think right here we can have a pretty good conversation of which ones we want.
Yeah.
And we can figure out the messaging later, just knowing that they need to be consistent messaging throughout. So if we know what we want, then can't we have that decision by next meeting? I mean, if we can.
She can
but-
reallocate
I think,
the funds.
yeah, if we can reallocate the funds, I
So-
think we could vote
so-
and make a
so
decision
I-
next meeting.
So I think, I don't know if I should vote, this doesn't need to be a vote, but I think we've all agreed that, or we need to officially vote. I would make a motion to vote. Do we agree that we're all looking to have 3 billboards between Macomb and Hammond?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Is that a motion?
And
Was that-
No, just,
I don't think that
Yeah.
requires a vote, right? Because we
A lot of things don't, but in the past, if people say we didn't want to do one thing or another,
Yeah.
Just a real quick
we're all in
question.
agreement. You know, I don't know.
Everyone's haunted by Halloween.
No, I have just a real quick
yes,
question.
yes.
All I'm seeing here is I-55, and there's only one on 12. Oh, don't we think it would be smart that if we did decide to allocate funds, that we did one on 55, south, north, 12 east, 12 west, all facing towards downtown? So when someone's driving in our direction, they go, oh, downtown, take an exit and go
So
a
do
mile
you want-
down.
Okay, so do you want to hit it from?
If we're going to do 4, it makes sense to do all 4 major thoroughfares in each direction, to me.
I do think we should kind of take the advice from Eloise and Brian and like concentrate on one area, which,
Like Macomb?
Well, with the first one, if we're just going to reallocate funds for one, then
Yeah.
what's the biggest spot you should hit, right? Maybe Macomb,
Yeah.
Kentwood, in that corridor coming down.
And to go with that, I don't think, like, the results, you know, from having a Hammond billboard and having a Macomb billboard or whatever billboard, I don't think the results are gonna vary. Like, I don't think that's gonna make a difference. I think you're gonna have your results from Macomb, you're gonna have your results from the Hammond one or the Walker one, whatever it may be. So, I mean, that would be my take, you know, maybe we make a decision on where do we feel like we can get something in production.
Yeah, my brain is, and maybe I'm wrong, but as opposed to going each direction from where everybody's coming from, in my brain, I'm going to have consistent branding that actually is seen and works and programs people's minds.
You want that
It's like
repeat.
It's like when you go to casinos and you see the boom, and then it's like, oh,
Right.
get off the exit, and you see it again and again. You may have missed the first one, but you get the second and the third. It's like rebranding. So to me, I think if we're gonna do Macomb, let's come from Macomb to Hammond and focus on that and see.
yeah, like that area.
Yeah, I think
Go
that's a
boom,
more
boom.
targeted
Like,
approach
it's a
based
long-
on
it's
the
a long
advising
way.
And that's
from,
people driving toward the city, or like, even if they're not initially going to Hammond,
Yeah.
you know, if they're going for another reason. and
But
they're
then you
passing
lose
something that's
75% of your potential customer reach too by just going in one corridor in one direction.
Well-
That's my opinion.
I think like if we did the I-12 at Hammond and then the I-55 at Macomb, that's a bit of a diversification.
I agree, yeah. We need a little
Because you're,
diversification,
like,
yeah.
at least the I-12 at Hammond, you're kind of hitting both because people are switching up right there. So I think that's really a good one to hit, and it's literally at the exit. And then Macomb's our market that we decided we kind of want to focus on. But I do agree with you with unlimited budget. Definitely, that was the approach I would
Well,
take.
maybe what I'll do is I'll just run some scenarios. Like, you know, if we run a scenario of what 3 billboards between Macomb and Hammond would look like, how much that would cost. Also, potentially, I mean, if we look at Hedrick's and we say we want all of them, I don't know if they would also bundle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that also may be an option to kind of look at. But I can run a scenario of Macomb to Hammond. I can run a scenario of,
Hedrick,
well,
or no?
Just Hammond.
just in, I'm thinking in terms of locations to
Oh.
kind of see what Todd is saying.
Okay.
You know, on I-12 and I-55 and see, you know, what the price difference would be. But in addition, I guess for our discussion here is that in addition to the billboards, we would be layering other marketing approaches with the billboards. So we'd be doing some additional Facebook advertisement, radio advertisement, magazine advertisement that is already, we would have to expand our contract with North Shore Media Group, but those are other things that we can look at too, so that when we do a marketing effort, that we're layering other marketing approaches so that our message is repeated in other ways. Because billboards are great on their own, but I think in order for us to get some measurable impact, we would want to see, you know, basically all of y'all as business owners should be coming to me and like, oh, now all of our customers are from Macomb. Like, that's maybe a way that we would know that it's working. But the idea is to also layer additional marketing with the billboards so that it's not existing on its own, but we're keeping to repeat the messaging in other ways too. So that's just kind of how my brain is thinking about it, but I do think it'd be worthwhile to run other scenarios to see pricing and otherwise.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right, is there anything else on the retreat recap, Michelle? Or-
Let me just write this down really quick.
Okay.
Also, in terms of I-12, there was less availability on I-12. So may have to go back and re-ask some of the companies about that, but they gave me all the I-12 that they had, but I will go back and ask.
Definitely play the sales game when you call them back a little
yeah.
bit and talk about
Yeah.
that.
One thing that, just before we move on for board retreat recap, in your packet, you'll see a sample agenda. So with all these changes that we are enacting this year and there being more of a clearer understanding of roles and responsibilities, our board agenda will need to change a little bit to reflect that. And it's been a long time coming for me of like how I feel the agenda should be structured. This is something that I like to do. But I do think that this allows all of us to kind of hear from one another and everyone kind of be a little bit more involved. So moving forward in February, this is how I'd like for the agenda to look. The only things that are different, we still start off with call to order. Verification of meeting notice is actually something technical that we should be doing. I think the historic district does it. Roll call, which we do now. If we build in amend agenda into our agenda, even if there are no amendments, it just allows us to have an easier time talking about those things. So that is a good thing to include. Welcome, introductions, presentations. I know at our next meeting, we'll have Ray Scriber joining us. So there's maybe a place for that. Our meeting minutes and financial reports can live under the consent agenda. Old business should really be reserved for our active action items and discussions. So the consent agenda would include our meeting minutes and financial reports. And then we would have old business, basically like this conversation that we're having about advertising, new business, and then after that, reports. So for positions, director, executive committee report, if applicable. The executive committee will be meeting again soon. And that's the chairman, the vice chair, and the finance chair. Staff director's report, mayor nominated seat report, chamber nominated seat report. That's something that Todd and Chance and I have spoken about on separate occasions of, to allow, you may not have anything to say, but at least gives us the opportunity to talk about what's going on with the chamber or what progress have we made with the mayor and those types of things. And then all of our committee reports, announcement, public comment, and then adjournment. And also any feedback that you have about maybe switching some of the order up between reports or new business. So just kind of wanted to throw that out there as a better way for all of us to know what to kind of expect and see a different feel to the meeting flow.
Looks good.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, next up, approval of the 2024 B2B events dates.
Yes. So I went back and forth of whether we should talk about this now, but because the events committee hasn't met yet. But knowing that at least for Hot August, that people are already asking me what the date is. We did talk a little bit about events. What was that?
Another pain.
Oh, yes. We did talk a little bit about the events at the retreat, and, we can have discussion about what events we're doing. Are we doing them all? I do think that between this meeting and next meeting, we should have all of our events solidified and hoping that the events committee is going to meet between now and our February meeting. But the ones that you have in your packet basically are like the Main Street Mambo is happening. I'll release it tomorrow. We finally got Hammond High to agree to come and play. And our bigger events really are the ones that I'm most concerned about. So Hot August, Trick or Treat, Starry Saturday, Picnic in the Park is something that we've talked about, maybe bringing back. And so I think those all require, Picnic in the Park requires a bigger discussion. But I'd like to throw it out there and see what do we feel we could approve tonight so that we have some direction and those types of things. Because I feel like, the events committee will be able to help us plan, but the board really needs to decide in terms of capacity what organizationally is our focus.
We should probably consider approving Hot August Stroll for sure. That's the big one that everybody cares about the most. So if we can agree on a date for that one, I think that would give us a good roadmap for the future events that we're considering.
I would say that and Starry.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah. The only thing is with Starry, I would say maybe wait till next meeting to approve it, just so the events committee could, you never know what things, unless we've extensively looked at what's going on around that time to make sure there are no conflicting.
So basically, we've done a lot of work of realizing what is happening. We've basically gone through and between the Columbia's schedule, Hammond Regional Arts Center, all the festivals, games at Southeastern, we have it all in here.
That's fantastic.
In that
So,
case, I say let's roll on.
So are you also taking into account other festivals outside of this town?
yes,
Oyster Festival.
Yes.
Yes, fun.
and like Jazz Fest, like other
Right,
bigger things.
big things
yeah.
that could determine, yeah.
Yes, so basically, and most of these dates are in the fall. The challenge with us saying, oh, it can wait because it's in the fall, is that we should not do that. We're not gonna do that. But I think my biggest question about Starry is November's an interesting month for 2024 because there are 5 Saturdays. Thanksgiving is actually the last Thursday. Basically, Thanksgiving is on the 28th. So we usually do it the Saturday before Thanksgiving, so it'd be on the 23rd, which doesn't really matter, but in terms of feedback of when is the best time to host Starry Saturday, people go back and forth. Some people are like, yeah, do it before Thanksgiving. Some people have said it would be great to do the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
No, absolutely not.
I don't think so either. And other people will say that it makes more sense to do in December, but that gives us less time to get ahead of all the other holiday events. And so I think before Thanksgiving is the best bet for us.
Yeah,
It
I
is-
wouldn't do anything
So do you
after.
think the biggest gap before Thanksgiving, like the first weekend? that
Usually
normally-
it's usually been the Saturday or the Friday or Saturday before Thanksgiving. We've held Starry as soon as like the second Saturday of November, which feels a little early.
Well, let me ask you this, is it good to have it for the second in the event that there's a weather crisis or something? Have we ever had to bump it because of like a
Yeah,
bad?
we have.
Yeah,
Not last year, but
That
the
way
year
it's not bumped
before.
into Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving?
That is a good point, because people go from not being motivated for Christmas shopping to motivated on Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
So if we have to push it after Thanksgiving, we're missing
Might as well
that gap
cancel it.
for our merchants.
Yes.
So I think the only other option would be the Saturday before this
16.
as a possibility.
Yeah, and also like the Saturday after Thanksgiving, you got people checked out, there's people on vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever
It's over.
reason.
But I guess we'd have to look at those other calendars to make sure there are no conflicts.
Yeah, what are the Saturdays like in November?
So it's football season. November 9th is LSU versus Alabama. It's a home game.
Definitely
Nope,
don't do it
not
then.
The 16th, there is a Southeastern football game, but it is away. That's what that means.
That'd be
Katie?
fine.
Is that away?
They haven't listed it yet.
Oh, they haven't listed it yet. The 23rd, there is no game, and there's nothing scheduled, published that we could find. And that's also why I think Starry works so well the week before, is because I don't really know of any other event, like even last year. I don't know of any event that we were kind of competing
Their
with.
bye week before they play Nichols.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it a bad, what time is typically the game for Southeastern if they're here?
They were all 3
sometimes
o'clock last
it's
year.
like-
but-
Were they all?
They were
they were all-
There's someone likes the 3 o'clock slots, now it's not
So
saying.
is, so is it a bad thing if it coincides? Because if people are at the game and then it lets out and then they come for the evening, or they're probably not, it's not the same crowd, we don't want that.
I just think it detracts, personally.
Why, and why?
So,
I haven't heard any reason why the 23rd sounds like it.
A bad idea.
The only thing was just the weather aspect, but like,
yeah, I mean, that's such a toss-up.
What you gonna
Yeah.
do about the weather?
Yeah, South Louisiana, every weekend's a toss-up on the weather.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that people are getting into holiday mode at that weekend. They're checking out of work, they're ready to relax.
Right.
And most people are going into a holiday week that week too.
Right.
so-
Well, let's agree on the 23rd,
Yeah,
shall we?
let's do it.
Sounds like the
Great.
best option to me.
Look at this
You want me to
efficient
make a
board we got
motion?
here.
Let's make a
I'm
motion.
going to make a motion that we approve the dates for Hot August Stroll of Saturday, August 24th, and Starry Saturday for Saturday, November 23rd.
Second.
Todd DeLong,
Yes.
John Exnicius, Chance Kinchin,
Yes.
Chelsea Kesnick,
yes.
Mary Gateau,
Yes.
Kaylee Norton,
Yes.
Evan Singer. So we're going to talk about trick or treat.
Wait,
Oh,
whoa,
God,
whoa,
I'm
real
gonna go
quick.
back.
Should we go ahead and approve
In
Starry?
Yeah, we did.
We
yeah.
did. We approved Hot
Well, why
August.
don't- yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
And then you
Small
can let the
business.
events committee work on the rest of the dates. Is
Yeah,
that
I
okay?
think, yeah, we can
'Cause
have.
that one's like a known, like we always do it.
Yeah, but we can save that for February.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about trick or treat in February. Everyone,
Okay, what about
get
this
ready for
history
that.
event? that-
Bring
that
your
dates to it that you want
game.
them-
because I don't. They came to the office today trying to install the panels, and they said, "Oh, it's outside." I'm like, "Yeah,
What?
it's outside." So it's been a month and a half delayed. I'm hoping it's going to be installed next week. I don't have a date of when they're going to be installed yet.
But you want to have the thing in February, do we need a date in February? Because that's around the corner.
Well, let's look at it. I think it's probably best if it is after, well, if it's after Mardi Gras. On the 24th, it's Art of the Cocktail and the Tulip Fest.
Why don't you tie it in with something to do with the farmer's market, like maybe during the or immediately after the farmer's market, when you're already going to have a crowd out there?
Well, I was gonna say too, was there a specific reason why February was chosen?
Well,
I know you wanna like
right.
get
So,
it going.
kind of, but it is Black History Month. And we
Okay.
did work with the Tangible African American Heritage Museum on the project.
Okay.
And so in thinking about it also being a tie-in to future work that was identified with the history exhibit, and there's more work that needs to be done to capture African American history in Hammond. So that was kind of like my hope and dream, that it would all kind of tie in, and there would be like a call to action, and then the museum would, we would build something together so it can be, that momentum can be sustained. So that was kind of my thinking, and also just to not continue delaying it. We also will do the bench and brick dedication as well. So with that, like in the past for stuff like that, we've done actually a weekday evening, because the benches are covered on Saturdays because our vendors set up in front of the benches. So I haven't really thought about the logistics very much because the panels haven't even been installed. I think all I've really needed was really Hot August solidified. And if that has been done, which I think makes me feel better, and then all the other ones listed here, Homecoming actually has changed.
But going back real quick, cause Main Street Mambo is next week.
Yes. I mean, it's happening, so
What, I don't understand, horses jumping around and then we got a band? Like, what-
well, so basically we have,
It's a pretty simplified version, but yeah, that's it.
The article came up on NOLA.com today, and where the Clydesdales are going to be, they're
Yes.
going to be at 10 parades, or 10 areas.
yes.
Were we on there?
No, we were not. I wish we could have got that up.
Oh, we were on the list.
Well, it wasn't on the app thing. It could have been on the website, but not on
Well, it basically they contacted the city first, and then they were just gonna say, yeah, they can do it, and they weren't gonna do any advertising for it. So I was like, okay, well, we can do some advertising for it. What's the scope? And I found out this week that it's one horse. It's one horse. And,
Never mind.
How do you send one Clydesdale?
okay, well,
Good old Hammond.
I'm just gonna be thankful for what we have. Basically, I was like, yeah, we should do a Main Street Mambo. It would be fun. We can invite Hammond High band to come out to play, like a warm up to the parade. That's the day after. We can do like king cake and maybe do like a second line, just kind of like make it fun and captivate it. And then I found out it was one horse. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I just got confirmation from Hammond High band, who its director, Mr. Turnipseed. Love that. Today's been an interesting day.
Slightly.
Anyway, they are on board, but he just needs to get a few chaperones in place. So tomorrow I'll be advertising it. I did include the advertisement in your packet, which is all the way in the back.
The horse walks around.
The horse will be there for photos.
Where is it?
It'll be at Railroad
You
Park.
know you're gonna get your photo with the horse.
We're not. I already asked Lacey about that. So this is what we have so far. It's the Main Street Mambo. It's featuring the world famous Budweiser Clydesdales. Join us for Mardi Gras.
Dale.
Okay. I struggled. I went back and forth whether or not to do Clydesdales or Dale, and I'm like, you know what? I cannot sleep at night with Clydesdale on this advertisement. So it says Clydesdales, which is false advertising, but sue me, okay? Anyway, join us for Mardi Gras fun, photo opportunities, and meet Crew of Omega Royalty. The Crew of Omega Royalty will be there. We'll have performance by Hammond High School Band. They're also trying to get the flag team and the dance team to come. We will move forward with the band, and we'll be happy about it. It's going to be from 4 to 6 next Thursday, and it'll be a holly jolly time.
Right.
I'm okay with it.
I love your enthusiasm.
Thank you. They're coming, so whether we
That's fine.
ignore it or embrace
It's happening.
I'm going to embrace the single horse
Let's
and the
embrace.
Budweiser van and make the
Maybe
most
we'll do
out of it.
pony rides.
So anyway, I feel good about the approval for Starry and Hot August. I feel like that also gives the events committee a little bit of direction, but also if there are any final words about any of these events of whether we think we should or should not do them, that would be good to know for the events committee to discuss.
Okay. Now, in general, is everybody in agreement that we are gonna try and bring back picnic in the park? It's just a matter of how and when kind of deal? Okay. All right.
Yeah. I definitely don't think it needs to be 3 concerts a season. I think that's something the events committee can look at. We have
I've envisioned more of like a quarterly kind of thing.
Yes, and not to get into too much detail, but one of the committee members will have, there are event planning classes that this can be their whole
Thing.
project.
Yeah.
To where it's a whole orchestration.
Right. So, to be discussed. But if we don't want to do trick or treat, let it be known well in advance now.
I'm new and I don't understand the history of trick or treat.
It is the infamous tabled,
That is a false
tabled
statement,
thing that
John.
comes back.
Okay.
We have children. We love children.
People who have children voted against it.
But what is the net benefit of trick or treat for downtown?
The business, they have the most business participation with trick or treat.
Oh, I get that part, but what's the net benefit of doing trick or treat in downtown?
The businesses want to do it.
Which businesses want to do it?
All of the ones
It
that
was like a clear 50-50 to stop.
Okay, that's fair,
For
yeah.
our business, it brings people out with families and they come into our office, like we're a service
That's
business,
cool,
so there's
yeah.
not, nobody's coming to eat by, like, it gives us time to like hang out with our people that are coming down and they stop by and.
I'm not opposed to it,
I'm not opposed to it either. Just in my business, all it does is I sell a couple of drinks
Right.
to people that,
Well, it does 0 for us because no kids can go in either of my businesses, so.
I'm a kid-oriented business and it does nothing for me.
it does bring a lot of people to town.
It does.
To see it. So
Yeah.
there is a positive aspect of it but it's basically, like, nobody comes and eats
Right.
Yeah, like
from a restaurant standpoint.
I truly tried to embrace it this year because it was such a like 50-50 divide, and we did a whole like kids meal like 2 hours before, hour after.
Nada.
It did.
I will say,
Yeah.
we did do a
No.
survey, so, maybe we can look at some of that at our next meeting.
We did have some people, hi. We did have some people say that they did stay downtown and they ate at Mariners, like afterwards they ate at Mariners and Brady's and Tommy's and, you know, they did stay. I think a lot of people really want this event, but it needs to just be reconstructed and reimagined so people feel safer. Because there is just so many people packed
So
on the
many.
streets.
Dangerous.
And then also there was a lack of police presence, which we were promised, which I was very disappointed about, but whatever. Yeah, I think it just needs to be reimagined in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, just to catch all up too, we did meet with like Discovery Center last year, and you know, we had dreams of like
The map of last year is
Yeah.
up here right now.
I do think that collaboration helped.
it did help.
I think the Discovery Center parking lot being the meeting place was very constructive for the event.
Yeah, we just
I
need to
do
create-
think there were ways that we could have funneled people to start there. Like, a lot of people didn't really know where it started, and so it was just chaos everywhere, but like, we could do arrows on
Yeah.
the sidewalk, like
Some people wanted,
directing.
some people wanted
Yeah.
feedback of arrows on the map of where they should go and like follow a flow.
Just to
So-
be honest, they start where they park.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
So,
it
no
is
matter
what
what
it
you do,
is.
someone's gonna complain. But I think it's a big event people want to do with their families and go downtown, but it just needs to be reimagined a little bit so there are less children right along the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the importance of keeping in mind in the planning process that this isn't an income generating
Right.
event,
Yeah.
so it can't require a ton of
Of
manpower and planning.
Yeah. And by all accounts, it does not make sense for the DDD to do this event. It doesn't. And that's this thing that's been brought up time and time again, is that if the businesses want to do it, you know, like I said, we do have some of the most business participation for this event. We had 40 businesses participating. If they want to do it, maybe a subcommittee in the merchants could be formed or something. There needs to be a little bit more, it should not be on the DDD shoulders to be the exclusive head of this event. So like, even though it's not too much in terms of getting people to sign up and all that kind of stuff, it still requires time, staff time to do it. So between all of those, wherever you are on the spectrum of trick or treat, we need to have a thorough conversation about it sooner than later. So, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Any other comments?
Just one other thing. The 40th anniversary of our Main Street program. Haven't really quite gotten to preparation for that, but we are working with the council to designate March 19th as Main Street Day. And, you know, that's one of the bigger things kind of coming, but I would like to have that more be a tie-in for our items this year. The Farmers Market celebrates 10th year anniversary, and it's the State Tourism Year of Music. And I am interested to see more from Tangy Tourism, what that marketing tie-in kind of looks like from the state. So just want to throw that out there.
All right, next up, staff report.
Okay, so I've kind of already given you an update about Railroad Park at the History Exhibit. I've asked them for it to be installed no later than February 2nd. And if it's installed after that, we're not paying the other half of our deposit or what we're charged. We're going to pay, but I'm trying to get them to do it. The design committee will need to relook at picnic tables at our February meeting. We really need some new ones. We did not budget for them this fiscal year. We anticipate on getting sponsorships, but they've gone up about $1,000 more per unit. So I'd like for the design committee to look at that next week. Welcome sign, the bid period is anticipated to start early February. So we're excited that project hopefully will be complete by the end of this fiscal year. Time Thomas and Oak intersection improvements. These are items that the design committee has kind of looked at. We already started looking at, it's called the LA TAP Transportation Alternative Program funding, which the city has not used in quite some time. So we are looking at that funding cycle and seeing how it kind of matches up. And also during this process, I was asked to serve on the steering committee for Safe Streets for All, with Tangipahoa Parish Planning, Tangipahoa Parish Government. 3 other parishes were also awarded, but it allows for a planning series for this year through various different modalities. That way it sets our municipalities up to apply for actual construction funding sometime next year. So more to come with that. It seems like and we also have a new city planner, so it helps us all kind of see similar information and be able to plan a little bit better. The farmers market guideline revisions are underway, and we anticipate presenting a draft for approval in February or March. We're working with all of our vendors right now to bring them up to compliance, and that means some of them registering their business with the Secretary of State. So, so we're working diligently on that, but it's slow. Communication advertising, we've went ahead and done some website updates that have been needing to be done. There's obviously still a lot more work to do, and whether even our website host is really the one for us. But we've kind of cleaned our navigation window up a little bit so that it's a little bit more action oriented. And we've kind of reorganized some of our information here to make it a little bit, like I said, action-oriented and easier to navigate. Because we know that this tool is not only a tool for our community, but a tool for our visitors. So we want to make sure that we kind of have some of those tie-ins into our website. So we're doing what we can with what we have. So feel free to look at that if you'd like. We are going to start a weekly newsletter because there's so much going on in Hammond alone, not even stuff that we have, but I feel like it's a captive time to just incorporate some more regular communication products into what we're doing, because like I said, oftentimes, like outside of events, our communication is a little bit more reactive. It's not very well planned. So in trying to be a little more proactive, a goal to do a weekly newsletter, the Hammond Downtowner, which we used to have a print, the Hammond Downtowner.
Side note, the weekly events that you guys have been posting on social, like the list of events, I've gotten feedback that people are loving it.
Good to know.
During December for the holidays?
Yes, like when you had, I don't even remember exactly when it was. I think it might have been December.
Yeah.
But what's going on this week on all
Yeah.
the places downtown.
Yeah.
I've gotten feedback from people that they really like that. So.
Yeah. So that was a big reason why we decided to do this exercise, so that we could have more, honestly, marketing to say downtown Hammond is always the place to be, because between a show at the Columbia or an event, at the Arts Center, whatever it may be, if we just incorporate some regular communication strategies, then we can just advertise what's already going on. So building on basically the newsletter being one of the things that we'll create, we also will have that be a blog post on our website, and then we'll have social media posts that accompany that, so that we are also following a better communication strategy with those things too. And then working it in so that we also have a twice per month merchant newsletter. And we have some other things coming out of like getting the businesses anniversaries and, creating a form. If they, like, anytime they want us to advertise, they could just send us stuff and we'll advertise. So we're kind of building out some of those processes so that we can kind of do that year round. Questions about that?
I like it so far. Sounds good.
Good deal. We know that Locable needs a lot of work in terms of all the integration, so we're going to be looking at that too. But like I said, we're doing what we can. I will be out of town tomorrow and Friday. I'll be in Abbeville for the Louisiana Main Street Winter Meeting. So Katie will be in the office, and I'll be out and about talking to our Main Street folks. I have sat down and met with our city planner, and it seems that we will be working closely together on like maybe a monthly, not weekly, but monthly basis as it relates to development in downtown, and we're more or less just focusing on not missing anything as projects come through and as he gets his feet more wet with planning and infrastructure and all those types of things. So I'm excited about that. I've met with Whitney recently. She was the Parks and Grounds Department head. She is now over beautification. So she has some plans to take a look at the planners along Thomas, starting soon. She said in February. But all in all, trying to get some more of our groups like Keep Hammond Beautiful and the Hammond Garden Club and them and everyone kind of working together in making sure downtown Hammond is taken care of and is beautiful. And then have a meeting with Carly next week to go over Main Street, the Main Street Day resolution, and then also to talk with her about the adoption of our master plan, and that being a way to kind of build a relationship with the council and also see where downtown kind of lies in some funding priorities for infrastructure. So I'm excited about that conversation. And I think John's joining me. You are? Okay. We have some interns with us. We've got 3. Alea is actually here. She wanted to kind of check in and see how this whole machine kind of runs. She is actually in the undergraduate program that I was in at Southeastern. And Elliot, who was here earlier, she's now left. So they're actually more public health people. I have a public health background. People are always confused, like, why are you in this job and you have a background in public health? But it all makes sense. Alea is focusing on walkability, and she'll be working with us on some of this Safe Streets for All intersection improvements. Elliot's focusing on some farmers market programming, communications. And then we have another student, Janae, and she is assisting us with some of these communication items that we're incorporating. You can see the host of property renovations and business development happening right now. There's a lot going on. Basically, I have spoken with nearly every person on this list probably in the past month to see like what they're planning, how things are going. And so there's a lot of good activity happening right now.
Yeah, a lot of new businesses.
Yeah. And also some buildings that are coming back online that have been not very well taken care of over the past couple of years. So should be an interesting year, I think. As you all more than likely know by this point in time, Katie is leaving us. So you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but you're more than welcome to say something if you'd like.
I am very sad to go. I really, truly love my time with the DDD, and I love downtown Hammond and everything about it, the events, farmers market, everything. Because I'm still going to be involved. Like, I want to be a part of the committee. I'm still going to be at the farmers market. But I got offered a job at S&W, and I'll be a district food sales rep for Hammond. So hopefully I'll still be involved with downtown business owners and restaurants. And y'all know I'm a huge foodie, so I'm excited about
Fits
it.
right on
Yeah.
in.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Everything.
Thank you.
So we will be giving her a little going away party on her last day, Friday, February 9th. I was going to try to make it happen tonight, but that was not going to work. So if you'd like to come, we'll send those details. If more than 3 board members show up, we might get in trouble. I don't know how this thing works. But we will be hosting her a little party. So
Sweet.
we want to make sure we do that.
Can't attend your party. I have a catering. I do appreciate everything.
Yes.
I might come sit at the bar and have a cocktail. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Katie definitely, we'll definitely see her. There's definitely going to be a time for us to cross our paths. So we're excited to continue to be involved, her to be involved and all that stuff. Events, we are going to do I Heart Hammond this February. And I think like the tie-in for our 40th anniversary, that makes even more sense. So I don't have all the details figured out right now, but February is next week, so I probably should get that figured out. We do have the hearts ordered, and they will be available by next week. So it's always a really fun, feel-good campaign that people really look forward to, and just embracing and improving civic pride and all of those wonderful things. So we'll be doing that. Are you all familiar with I Heart Hammond? Okay. And then obviously you can see some of the events here that are happening in February. Not ones that we're planning except for the Main Street Mambo, but it's this type of information that we can share. That way people know what's going on in downtown. And then we have some office closures in February as well. So I did want to let you know about the Chapapila signage. It's in black and white in your binder, but it has been installed. So we made it through, and it's out there. It's
Minutes, or what are we doing?
what?
Minutes, we're only 10 minutes back.
Yeah, we're 10 minutes away. We're eat, shop, and exploring, and I think it's some really great, effective messaging.
I think that's great, and as someone whose kid plays at Chapapila, and I see how many hundreds and hundreds of people are in and out of there every single weekend, I think that's really good.
Yes.
Every day, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, every day.
Yes, and so this actually allows us to, the contract that we have, it's annual. We can, I mean, they would let us do it anyway, but like brochures and there's maybe like one other opportunity I have to look at, but I think it's a great partnership for us to build. So glad we were finally able to do it. Okay, that's the staff report.
Next discussion of advertising for full-time DDD employee.
Yes. So given that we will be losing a full-time employee, and let's see, her last day would be on the 9th, and then our board meeting is on the 21st. Basically, what I would like to try to advocate for is moving forward in the advertising process so that we are not without a full-time person for as little period of time as possible. I do know that, you know, when we initially, I guess this time last year, whenever we started advertising, the board at that time had gone back and forth of, you know, is it an admin assistant? Is it an administrative, or is it an assistant director? And so I'm not expecting that we get those answers tonight, but I do think that in terms of advertising for a position, we did get some draft job descriptions, and I think technically I have the authority as the director to advertise. And so if we just want to wait on, you know, kind of like pay and all that kind of stuff, we can. But I kind of maybe need some direction on kind of what you all are thinking and how to move forward. You know, this may also be something that the executive committee can talk about, maybe sooner rather than later, just so that we can kind of get it sorted. But I would like to have an employee sooner rather than later. So.
Okay. So as far as that goes, do you want to discuss on what the needs are, or do you want to have this conversation now, or do you want to just have the executive committee talk to you and then come back on that? I know you're ready.
I'm gonna. I don't know who that was.
You're just gonna start advertising the general, what's the general description of what you do need, and then.
I think here's what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Perhaps if the executive committee, at least 2 people from the executive committee, which, because one of them's not here, is available to chat on Friday, then that would be really helpful in getting that going. Because, you know, right now, the way the administrative assistant position was structured is not quite where an assistant director position and job description and pay would need to be. So I would also have to look at our budget. I'd have to look at a few other different types of things. So if the executive committee could meet on Friday to get down to some of those answers, that would be helpful. I am done in Abbeville at around 1. And I'll be driving basically for 2.5 hours. But
I'm available in the morning. If I need Friday, like I'm pretty much booked from 11 till 5 on Friday. So.
what about 8 a.m.?
Yep.
You meet at 8 a.m.?
Booked at 8 a.m. I'm good for 8 a.m.
Okay, then let's do 8 a.m. Because my sessions start at 9, so that should be fine.
And then you're gonna send something to Evan to see if he can join us, or is Evan out of town, or what's, you know?
Evan was out of town today. I don't know if he's gonna be out of town Friday, but I will send this right now.
Okay.
Executive committee. Okay. Hopefully we'll all get home safely.
I know, it's crazy out there.
That's all I have.
All right. Anybody else got anything? We're closing out. Meeting adjourned. All in favor?
Well, actually, I meant to ask, is the 4:30 meeting time working?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, for me, it
Way
did
better.
today, but it was because of this rain and
Okay.
traffic coming from where I was. It put 30 minutes on me, but yes.
Yes,
I'm good.
absolutely.
Okay, good deal. Thank you all. Time and dedication. Appreciate you.
Do we leave these or take these?
You can leave.